Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects all of us, manipulation tactics. Whether it's in relationships, at work, or even within our families, understanding these tactics can help you protect yourself and foster healthier interactions. Let's get started. Manipulation is all about influencing others' thoughts and actions for personal gain, often without their awareness. It can take many forms, and recognizing these tactics is crucial for maintaining your emotional well-being. Manipulation can happen anywhere, at work, in romantic relationships, or even within families. It's essential to be aware of how these tactics play out in different contexts. Now, let's explore some common manipulation tactics. Number 1. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. It involves making someone question their own reality, memories, and sanity. Gaslighters use subtle techniques to undermine their victims, often presenting themselves as kind and trustworthy while gradually eroding the victim's confidence. They may deny events, deflect arguments, or use stereotypes to discredit the victim. For example, a gaslighter might say, "I never said that," or "You must be imagining things," causing you to doubt your own memory and experience. Over time, this can lead to significant emotional distress and a feeling of helplessness in the victim. Number 2. Guilt tripping. Guilt tripping involves inducing feelings of guilt to influence behavior. Common phrases include, "After all I've done for you," or "If you really loved me, you would." This tactic creates a sense of obligation and emotional debt, manipulating the victim into compliance. Guilt trippers often use passive-aggressive comments, reminders of past favors, or exaggerated displays of disappointment to achieve their goals. The impact of guilt tripping can lead to feelings of obligation, resentment, and a tendency to give in to unreasonable demands. Victims may find themselves constantly apologizing or feeling responsible for the manipulator's happiness. Number 3. Love bombing. Love bombing involves showering someone with excessive affection and attention initially, only to withdraw it later. This creates an emotional dependency on the manipulator. The victim becomes addicted to the highs of the love bombing phase, making them more vulnerable to manipulation during the withdrawal phase. Love bombing can include gift-giving, making elaborate declarations of admiration, and spending all of one's time and energy on pleasing the victim. This cycle can create confusion and emotional turmoil as the victim struggles to understand why the affection has suddenly disappeared. Number 4. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is a form of emotional manipulation where the abuser withholds communication as punishment. This creates anxiety and desperation in the victim, who may go to great lengths to regain the manipulator's attention. It's a powerful tool for psychological control through emotional withdrawal. Victims may feel isolated and helpless when faced with this tactic, leading them to question their worthiness or desirability in the relationship. Number 5. Triangulation. Triangulation involves bringing a third party into a conflict or relationship dynamic. The manipulator might pit two people against each other or use a third person to validate their perspective. This tactic isolates the primary target and manipulates social dynamics to the abuser's advantage. A manipulator strategically uses triangulation to ensure that their side wins the argument while creating divisions between individuals who might otherwise support each other. Number 6. Moving the goalposts. This tactic involves constantly changing expectations or standards. The manipulator ensures that the victim can never meet their demands, creating a sense of perpetual failure and inadequacy. This keeps the victim off balance and constantly striving for approval. For instance, after achieving one goal set by the manipulator, they might quickly raise expectations or introduce new criteria that make it impossible for the victim to succeed. Number 7. Projection. Projection is a psychological defense mechanism where the manipulator transfers their own flaws, insecurities, or negative behaviors onto others. This allows them to avoid taking responsibility for their actions while simultaneously attacking or criticizing their victim. For example, if a manipulator is unfaithful in a relationship, they may accuse their partner of being disloyal instead. Number 8. Minimizing. Minimizing involves downplaying or dismissing the victim's concerns, feelings, or experiences. The manipulator might use phrases like, "You're overreacting," or "it's not a big deal" to invalidate the victim's emotions and maintain psychological control. This tactic is also known as trivializing and makes a person feel as though their feelings or needs are not important. Number 9. Scapegoating. Scapegoating involves blaming one person for problems that are not their fault. In a workplace setting, for example, a boss might blame an employee for a failed project to avoid taking responsibility themselves. This tactic redirects negative attention and avoids personal accountability while placing undue stress on the scapegoated individual. Number 10. Feigned ignorance. Feigned ignorance involves pretending not to understand or remember something to avoid taking responsibility or to frustrate the victim. This tactic can make the victim feel crazy or doubt their own memory, similar to gaslighting. The manipulator may act surprised when confronted about an issue they created or downplay its significance entirely. Recognizing manipulation is essential for safeguarding your mental health and maintaining healthy relationships. By being aware, you can spot unhealthy patterns and set boundaries. The psychological impact of manipulation can be profound. In the short term, victims often experience lowered self-esteem, increased anxiety, and confusion about their feelings. Long-term consequences can include depression, trust issues, difficulty making decisions, and even complex trauma. Manipulation shows up differently in various contexts. At work, you might face credit theft for your ideas or deal with office politics that undermine collaboration. In romantic relationships, controlling behaviors can erode personal boundaries and create unhealthy dependency. Within families, emotional blackmail based on love or financial obligations is common. So how can you defend against manipulation? Here are some strategies. 1. Develop strong self-awareness. Recognize your emotions and understand your triggers. This means taking time to reflect on your feelings and reactions. Keep a journal to track your emotional responses to different situations. Identify patterns in what makes you feel vulnerable or reactive. Understanding yourself better makes it harder for others to exploit your weaknesses. 2. Practice emotional regulation through techniques like mindfulness or deep breathing. Emotional regulation is key to staying calm in the face of manipulation. Try mindfulness meditation to stay present and aware. Deep breathing exercises can help you manage stress in the moment. The more centered you are, the less likely you'll be swayed by manipulative tactics. 3. Establish clear boundaries. Know what behaviors you won't tolerate. Write down your personal boundaries. These might include how you expect to be spoken to, your limits on personal space, or how you manage your time. Communicate these boundaries clearly to others. Remember, it's okay to say no to requests that violate your boundaries. 4. Learn assertive communication. Express your needs confidently without aggression. Practice using I statements to express your feelings and needs. For example, I feel uncomfortable when, instead of you always. Role-play difficult conversations with a friend to build confidence. Remember, assertiveness is about respect for both yourself and others. 5. Seek support from trusted friends or professionals who can offer perspective. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends or family members you trust. Sometimes, an outside perspective can help you see manipulation you might be missing. Consider talking to a therapist or counselor who can provide professional insights and coping strategies. 6. Document manipulative incidents to help clarify patterns over time. Keep a log of incidents that feel manipulative. Note the date, what happened, how you felt, and how you responded. Over time, this record can reveal patterns you might not otherwise notice. It can also be valuable if you need to discuss the behavior with the person or seek outside help. 7. Build a support network of people who respect your boundaries and validate your experiences. Surround yourself with positive influences. Seek out relationships with people who respect you and support your growth. Join support groups or community organizations where you can connect with like-minded individuals. A strong support network can provide emotional backup when dealing with manipulative people. On a societal level, manipulation erodes trust in relationships and institutions. It leads to skepticism about others' intentions, spreads misinformation in media and politics, and undermines healthy communication essential for resolving conflicts. By being aware and implementing these strategies, we can all contribute to creating a more honest and respectful society. Understanding these tactics is the first step in protecting yourself and fostering genuine connections. Remember, it's an ongoing process, and it's okay to seek help when you need it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more insightful content and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. Remember that knowledge is power, and see you next time.